Fusion Mobile, quality e-learning experience on the go.
Welcome to Fusion Mobile e-learning platform. My name is OK Bono, and the subject under consideration is agricultural science, and of course the topic is marketing of agricultural produce. Marketing of agricultural produce. The subtopics we will be looking at is agricultural marketing, the meaning, what is agricultural marketing, and then we'll look at the importance of agricultural marketing and of course the problems of agricultural marketing. But you can trust that in between we will look at a few other things, okay? Agricultural marketing, what do we mean when we say agricultural marketing? Agricultural marketing simply talks about all the activities that are involved in the flow of goods, that is produce. Produce right now, we're talking about farm produce, okay? In the flow of goods from the producers, that is from the farmers. Of course, the farmers are the producers. Can't you see that? So from the producers down to the final consumers, okay? The final consumers here are the buyers and of course the consumers of the agricultural produce. And in talking about agricultural marketing, a whole lot of things go in between. All the activities, when we talk about activities, we mean all the activities, including the advertising, the packaging, the distribution, you know, all of the activities that are involved, okay, in the flow of goods from the producers, that is the farmers, down to the final consumers. So having known the meaning of agricultural marketing, okay, as the activities that are involved in moving the goods, that is the farm produce, from the farmers, who are the producers, down to the final consumers, the buyers of this farm produce, we will now quickly look at the importance of agricultural marketing. What are the importance, or what are the things, okay, that make agricultural marketing beautiful? Employment. Wow. Agricultural marketing, provides employment. You can imagine a whole lot of advertisements that you have seen on the television that are constantly advertising different packaged agricultural produce. You can imagine the level of employment, and of course it provides room for research. It provides room for exchange of foreign exchange. It provides means of information, okay, information or feedback to the farmers. At least the farmers get to know the taste of their consumers, or the taste of the buyers of their products. So in the importance, you get to see that it's not only important to the individual, it provides also revenue for big corporations. Governments provides revenue as well to the individuals or the farmers that are involved in these farming activities. All right, students, so we will quickly look at the stages involved in agricultural marketing. The different stages that are involved in agricultural marketing. After that, we'll look at the channels that are involved in agricultural marketing, and then we finally end with the problems of agricultural marketing. Now, once the products are ready from the farm, the next thing is what? The farm level processing. That is the processing at the level of the farm. Okay, it's basically getting the crops ready. Okay, just the initial preparations of the crops. Maybe, for instance, if it's the corn, you probably need to remove the husks from the corn. If it's maybe melon, for instance, you need to open up the melons, allow them to putrefy, then you get out the the seeds, you know, just the little levels of processing that are required before you now go into the sorting, the grading, where you have to take care of the sizes, the weights, the different measures that you have to put in place to differentiate the products. Well, one differentiates the products. Okay, this product will be housed or will be stored in this place. Maybe this particular product, this maize is yellow maize. You have to group the yellow maize together. The white maize, you have to group them together. Okay, the yams should stay here. Of course, you know, there are different varieties of yams. So you just do all that level of grading and sorting, and then you go on to packaging. Packaging, you may need silos, you may need sacks, you may need bands, you know, various ways of packaging your product. You may need all of that, and then you now go on to store. You now go on to store your products, and of course storage talks about warehousing. And when we're talking about warehousing, we're talking about the real deal, okay, where you have all the your products. This time around, it's not just the yam that is in the warehouse or just the maize, you know, all of them together. They have their different sections and different compartments where you keep them separately in a very large space, okay, where the right amount of moisture, temperature, everything is provided, including disinfecting the place from diseases and pests and all of that. So, and of course, you've got products, you need to advertise them. The advertisement could be in form of the media, different media houses. It could be through newspaper, it could be through the television or the radio. You have to advertise. But well, if you don't have money to do that, don't you worry. The products will still be sold. Okay, so you now go on to, we now look at let's consider transportation. Transportation maybe should come before advertising, because transportation should come before warehousing. Okay, let's maybe transportation can come this way, okay, because of course you need to transport the goods, whether to the warehouse or to the seaport or wherever you will be keeping the goods ahead of sales or export. So transportation is very necessary. And then we talk about advertisement. We've talked about advertisement. Then merchandising. Merchandising talks about exporting your produce. Okay, so the processes that are involved in taking the produce to the seaport and then exporting it to other countries for sales is merchandising. And then talk about assemblage. One farmer may not be able to provide all the crops that should go into a 40-foot container, for instance. So you might need as many as 10 farmers, 20 farmers, of course, except such a farmer is that kind of big-time farmer that has all that it takes to fill a 20-foot, 40-foot container. But if not, assemblage will be required, where different farmers will be contacted, and then they'll bring their produces from different places, their farm produce from different places, from different states, from different villages, from different farms, you know, and then maybe the big exporter, so to say, or the agent, okay, we are going to see that those very soon. They will do what? Gather everything together, assemble everything together, okay, that's the level of assemblage, and then get them ready for export at the seas or for some big time sales. So we'll quickly look at the channels that are involved in agricultural marketing. Okay, so we will quickly look at the channels or the agents that are involved in agricultural marketing. So maybe it's time someone started considering agriculture. It seems to be the real deal. Okay, look at the producer, when we talk about the producer, don't forget we're talking about the farmer. So you can see all of these people who are serving his purpose: the wholesalers, the retailers, the corporate society, the cooperative societies, the markets, the middlemen, the commissioned agents, the marketing board. All of them are doing what? Serving the purpose of the farmer, just to bring the goods or the produce of the farmer to the final consumers. So very briefly or quickly, we will look at these various channels or agents and see their importance in the life cycle of farm produce. All right, so we see the agents. These are the various agents, or what you may call the channels of distribution or marketing of agricultural produce, their advantages and of course their disadvantages. The first marketing agent here is the marketing board. The marketing board are corporations, big corporations, usually set up by the government. So because they are big corporations, you see the disadvantage here is that they deal mainly with exports. So the little farmers are none of their business. So they don't get to deal with the small farmers. They deal with big farmers or big commissioned agents themselves. So usually the advantage, one of the big advantages there, is that there is an organized market. The prices are well formulated and designed, okay, and also they advise and encourage farmers. But of course, you know, it's at the top, at the big level. So there are disadvantages. They deal mainly with exports, and of course, because it's set up by the government, what do you expect? The government will interfere. So if their activities are not favoring the government of the day will swing into action and do the needful. Now the second is the cooperative societies. Talking about the cooperative societies, we are talking about the trading organizations where entrepreneurs or different farmers or agents come together to form a society where they can pool their resources together, pool their produce together, pool their capitals together, and form an organization where each member of that organization will be treated equally, and each member of the organization will have a say, and each vote of each member will count. Now, the advantages of cooperative societies is that they stimulate competition. So where you have different farmers, in that same particular trading organization, one farmer will try to outdo the other by, trying to do their best so that, everything is working hand in hand to lift the organization together and to boost sales. And of course, because it's an organization where every member counts, they can grant loans to their members. However, it is prone to misappropriation of funds. Yes, financial misappropriation is one of the biggest disadvantages for cooperative societies of farmers. We've heard a lot of cases where the people at the helm of affairs just gather the whole money together and shoot, they are gone. But it doesn't happen all the time. Now, the third is the middlemen, or what you may call the agents, the commissioned agents, the middlemen. These agents can go straight to the farmers, right there, deal with the farmers, get their products into the market, get their products to those who want to export, get their products to the seaport, to their warehouses. They do a whole lot for the farmers, They don't necessarily need to have a farm, but all they need to do is just know the farmers, get the produce. They make more gains. All right, so the middlemen link the farmers to the buyers. They also take the produce of the farmers to the markets. They inflate prices. Yes, they inflate prices. That's what I meant by saying they make more gains. Maybe they may not always be lucky, but they are sometimes. So they inflate prices. They just take the prices high up there, trying to outdo the farmers themselves from whom they got the products. And then artificial scarcity. They create artificial scarcity, and you want to see that artificial scarcity is common to these three last group of men: the middlemen, the wholesalers, the retailers. You can see artificial scarcity, artificial scarcity, artificial scarcity. Why do they do that? They simply do that so that when the goods become scarce, okay, they will now bring out the ones that they have been hoarding, okay. They are the ones who created the scarcity in the first place. Don't forget, they just make it look as if, oh, the goods are not available. Oh, there's no corn. There's no corn in the market. There's no maize. There's no, oh my God. And people are running everywhere. Meanwhile, these three men that you're seeing here, they're hiding these corn in their warehouses. And then when everybody, I need to buy corn, even at any price at all, whoa, at any price, that's when they start bringing out the produce. You can imagine that. So they start bringing out the produce, and then they inflate the prices, and what am I telling you? They make, wow, a whole lot of gains. Now, the wholesalers, they purchase in bulk, they have transport and storage facilities, okay, so they purchase in bulk from the farmers and keep these things in their warehouses, okay, ready for distribution or ready for sales. And of course, disadvantage, they exploit the farmers. Don't mind them, don't be like them, okay. So the retailers, they make produce available to the final consumers. To the consumers, they make, of course, that's what retailers do everywhere, even with farm produce. That's what they do. And of course, they get feedback from buyers to the wholesalers, from the wholesalers to the middlemen, to the, of course, to the farmers, and all that and all that. And of course, one of the biggest disadvantages of the retailers is that they suffer the loss that is due, or the loss that results from decay of perishables. It is these wholesalers that sell your tomatoes to you. It is the wholesalers that sell your vegetables to you. It is the wholesalers that sell the fishes to you. And all of these things can perish if not appropriately stored. And when they perish, it is the retailers that suffer the losses. Good. So we will quickly look at the problems involved in agricultural marketing, and there we end this topic. Okay, people, let us quickly look at the problems that have plagued the agricultural marketing system for a very long time. Okay, there are 8 of them that I have listed here, but I can tell you there are more of them. But I have decided to just pin this 8 here for you to see. You can get more. Inadequate transport. You know the condition of our roads, don't you? Good. So, getting the produce from the different corners of the country, okay, from the different farms together for export, for sales, is a real problem because of the nature of our roads, okay? And so we're talking about inadequate transportation systems, which includes the roads and of course the trucks and all the other things that may be involved in transporting these goods from the farms to the warehouses, to the markets, or to the ports where they will be exported. And then look at that small-scale production. Small-scale production, most of our farmers, they don't have the facilities, so you don't expect them to be involved in mechanized farming. It's only the big boys who can really afford this, okay? Mechanized farming. So a lot of our farmers are small-scale producers. And then inadequate infrastructure. Talk about electricity. Talk about storage facilities, okay? Storage facilities, yes, it's part of the infrastructures we're talking about here. These things are not available, okay? And as a result of the of storage facilities and electricity and water and all of these not being available, we begin to see perishability of produce. So a lot of the produce perish along the way without really getting to the market, or even, you know, get to the market, but they can't sell because it's so bad, because it's not being appropriately stored. No electricity to store these things, no good storage systems available, okay? So these have been problems. So when you get into government or positions to make things better, please make things better, make things better, okay? So we see inadequate research, poor financing, inadequate research. These are the problems that we face, even in our universities. Can you imagine? A lot of research that go on, yet you don't hear about them because there is nobody to finance those researches and make them viable and make them good, okay? Make them serve the purpose for which, you know, the researches were initiated. So a lot of the researches get truncated along the way. Some get to the end, but you don't get to hear of them. You don't think, there's no implementation. So these are problems, and of course difficulty in assembling farm produce, which also links us to poor transportation systems, takes us back to the beginning, because the produce are scattered, okay, in different parts of the country, different states, and you need good transportation systems to bring them from the remote interiors where they are to the markets where they will be sold, or to the ports where they will be exported. So these are the problems that have plagued the farmers for a very long time. And with this, we come to the end of Marketing of Agricultural Produce. Please do well to respond to the questions that will be popping up on your screen right about now, and feel free to replay the video. Thank you.